I made it through sickness, health. Jesus, it's been like 5, 6 weeks. It's been a long time, like a long time. Yeah, but I'm back. Um, Unfortunately for everybody here. But I got cool people with me as usual. Um, if you watched like the Riot Squad thing at the end of the year, we had us all vote on whatever our thing of the year was, and I voted on the DCPC Get Live guys. They just fucking do rad shit, man. So I got talking to them, and oh yeah, and I'm in a band again, and that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna be playing with these guys. So that's all fun too. So yeah, we'll get into it here. We got. I'm gonna do this right, Nick, Mike,
Yo, what's
Scott, and Jenny.
What's up?
That did it. See, you did it too. You're fucking awesome. Good job.
All right.
He's like, I don't know names. He's like, I'm gonna try to bring him in as you say their name, like right. And I'm like, you got it. So what's happening, everyone?
Chilling.
Usual bullshit.
Yeah.
Actually, we're pretty busy. We got tour coming up with our band, and we have a lot of live stream or live show recordings we're going to try and do. And I actually haven't had a chance to tell Mike about this, but we had a live show last week that we recorded on a flash drive, and unfortunately, the board recording did not come out. It was Public Serpents, Run Rabbit Run.
Shit.
The sound guy did a great job for the sound of the place, but that's the problem, right? They put in the flash drive, and that's their goal, is the sound of the show, and that's what the purpose should be. The vocals are so high that even after my sound engineer, Josh from Danger Room, who does a great job, did the compression vocals, the vocals are still like this.
Yeah, I was kind of worried. I'm like, because nothing is in a separate track when you do it on the jump drive like that. So I mean, that would have been fucking great, especially getting Antidotes, Killed by Florida on there too. But
and it's doable because like we have that for the Year of the Fist album and the 2-man album were both just flash drives off a board, so it's doable. It's just sound guys and studio engineers are different people.
Very,
But for sure.
You just have to recognize that, and they did their best, and it was worth a shot.
I mean, we learned that trying to figure out with our live streams in the beginning. Josh is good with the studio. He's learning to do the live stream sound, and he's doing a hell of a lot better with everything. It's fucking great now. But
yeah, everything you guys have done so far is awesome. Like really
Thank
good.
you.
Like yeah, dude, it's just I don't know. It gives you that. It's like it's a live album. It's done right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Jenny, what's going on with you, Jenny?
I am currently in the works making your next poster for a show coming up March 19th. Hell yeah. I hope to get it done by tomorrow for sure.
Awesome.
I just actually recently finished a piece for a friend of mine. He wanted a little visual for his filming page on Instagram. So I did a little portrait of him with some zombies in the background, burning building, apocalypse kind of thing.
I saw that on Instagram. That was dope.
That's
It's
good.
a dope piece.
Do you do freelance stuff, Jenny?
That's what I want to get into right now. I really want to just start designing things for really anybody that needs something creative, posters, signs, t-shirt designs, personalized gifts. Like
I need
that's
t-shirt
just really what I
designs.
want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you do screen printing nowadays, right, Jimmy?
I do for some ungodly known reason. Yeah,
For some unknown reason, you just picked it up during the pandemic and said, I'm going to switch to screen printing.
I swear to
It's
God,
still a
I did.
hobby.
That's exactly what I did.
I don't know if you ever tried it, but I did it for about 3 days back when I was like 23 and realized, yeah, fuck this. That was
No,
not
dude,
my thing.
I'm like 9 months in, and I'm like pretty obsessed with it. Like obsessed with it. But yeah,
It looks like a lot of fun. Like once you get the hang of it, just the gist, you're just going at
yeah,
it.
but getting that hang of it, like, I bet you I aged fucking 20 years on that one.
Yeah, if you want to get stuff done here, Jimmy's obviously going to do great if you want to work with Jimmy, but we also got a guy here in Florida, Jorge from TB Generation, does a great job.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jimmy's dope, so I would work with Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy and I are going into business.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
go ahead.
I want Jenny to be like the new Ray, Pettibone, like with Black Flag and stuff. And growing up in Baltimore, we had a guy named Alex Fine. He was in the Alphabet Bombers and the Lexington Arrows and the Ratchet Boys. And he did all these great flyers and T-shirts and album for punk bands. Now he teaches at like the Baltimore School for Illustration, and he does like covers for Newsweek and the Atlantic, and he did like the Golden Girls comic book and the NSYNC comic book. And I'm like,
Whoa. Did you just say Golden Girls comic book?
Yes.
Golden Girls, right?
Yeah.
There's a Golden Girls comic book.
You can do this. You're amazed what you can get out of punk rock. Do punk rock flyers, punk rock T-shirts, album arts. there is so much great shit you can do, and you saw her work.
Oh,
I mean,
dude,
it's
she's
amazing.
great. Yeah, fantastic.
You're-
But Golden
You missed
Girls
one thing
comic book.
that he's doing there, Scott.
Coloring book.
Oh,
Yeah,
coloring
comic book,
book. I was like, a
coloring
comic
book.
book? I was like, oh my God. But yeah, anything's great, though. I mean, it's the Golden Girls.
Well, I mean, the other part of that too is he did one of the 2 covers we're releasing for our full length.
Yes.
What are you releasing that?
Colin Dead album that's coming out. We have one done by Alex Fine, and then we have another guy done by Jimmy who does a lot of the Colin Dead
Yeah, Jonathan Green.
work. So it's like there's just 2 great covers, so we decided to just put both covers out.
That's badass.
So you're gonna get a choice of either or, and who knows? Maybe we'll get to do a second pressing and mess with them again, or
Yeah.
whatever. But
When's the release on that?
Mid-August. I just talked to the record label today, and they just got done doing some sort of podcast for a French hardcore podcast, and he pushed our album. So he's like, "It's super dope." I'm like, "I hope so. You're putting it out."
Yeah.
If
I mean,
you didn't like it, it'd be really sad.
No, you guys are good, man. You guys are really fucking good. Like I listen to
Thank
that
you.
shit all the time. Yeah.
These dudes rock. These dudes rock.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get some of the later stuff that hasn't been heard. That's going to be on the new one coming up. There's some
I'm
stuff
so
in there.
stoked on that.
I mean, there's a few.
Then of course we
tracks
got to
that-
re-record new stuff. We're getting new stuff out there
Yeah.
with our new singer.
Yeah.
We're,
Actually, as soon as I get back from my trip, that Tuesday we're going to the studio. We're going to do two unreleased things that we've done.
Yep.
With
We're
her in
doing
the
an original
studio.
song and that she wrote the lyrics for, and then we're going to do a Subhumans cover.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So hopefully that'll lead to another EP that we'll have lined up, but with everything with the new vocals.
Which is a female singer now, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Does it change the aspect of it a lot?
It's hard to say just yet, right? Because she's trying to sing along to stuff that she didn't write.
Okay.
Oddly enough, her vocal range is actually lower than our other singers. So we're tuning down a half step now to
I love that.
have her hit it better, which is great because it makes us a little bit heavier and darker, which is totally cool. You look at Mike; he's just like death warmed over. He likes dark.
Obviously.
He likes dark shit, so it's all good with him.
except
He's
for
more
curtains.
metally, so he's all good.
More melody is
Um,
always right.
But it'll be interesting to see what she writes herself, right? That'll be where the dynamic really changes because then she's not trying to do the vocal patterns or the melodies that someone else wrote. We're going to see what she brings to the table. And she plays a killer thrash guitar as well. So maybe she'll even bring some of her own musical content in. So
That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool you found somebody so quick, too. It didn't seem like it took too long.
it's
The first chunk of it felt like it was where are we going? What are we doing? Well, the problem is we started getting hit up by a fuck ton of people all at once, but then there was an issue with everybody in some way, shape, or form. Or somebody wasn't showing up to practice, or somebody lived 2 hours away, 2.5 hours
I'm
away.
going to drive from Tampa every week. I was like, you are not
No,
going
you're
to do that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I have a wife and a baby, but I'm going to drive. I was like, no, you're not.
And,
I love you, but no.
I've actually known her for a long time. She used to play in a band called The Products that I used to book a long time ago. And when she messaged us about trying out, I'm like, yeah, let's come in. And the second time she came in, she already had a freaking notebook with everything written out from
Everything laminated. She's like,
well, fuck, this is the most organization the whole band's had, sort of.
Yeah. The preparation in itself, you got to give. Yeah.
and she had a studio in her house, so she recorded some vocal tracks over the audio tracks I sent her and sent those as well. I mean, it was just a matter of like, okay, we just need to have enough practices with you to make sure that we mesh as people because we're going on a tour this summer. And, you get stuck in a van for 10 days with people. You need to make sure that you're not going to hate each other.
Yeah.
For sure.
She's cool, so no issue with that.
Good, man. I'm glad it's all working out. Like I said, that's badass. Like I said, when I saw about your touring, and then I was like, yeah, when's the Pennsylvania days? I was totally just being a dick at first because I was like, there's no way they're coming up here, and then you are, and that's fantastic.
I'm from the DC area, so
I know, and I didn't put that together till later. I was like,
yep.
What? Really?
Like,
DC?
So that's actually
You're from DC?
the best part about this tour, though, is that we booked 10 days pretty much in a week. And a lot of it is just because, Rick was obviously super cool with 3 of the dates, and we've known him since Colin Dead. But a lot of the other people are just like people I have not spoken to since like 2007, 2008. Not in any real sense. I certainly haven't seen them in person. But that's the beauty of the punk rock community. Like, oh, Scott? Yeah, we played a show together once in 2006. You were super cool. We had great beers, and we butted heads. Yeah, let's do this shit. I'll do a show for you. I'm like, cool. That's the amazing shit about punk rock, right? It's like you're basically a brother forever.
yeah, dude, I have not ran out of work since July-ish. You know what I mean? And it's just it's all bands. Like I'm lucky, man. And like I said, it's all those people.
And that's what I was telling Jenny. I was like, you do this shit, like you'll be making flyers for people all over the country and t-shirts. Everyone was like, people don't understand how much the community of punk rock will grow stuff. And I was like, Jenny, we put a store on the DCPZ Live for her because she's building her store. I was like, don't worry. In the meantime, you're making stuff for us. I'm going to put it up there, sell your posters, do your stuff because your art is too dope to just be sitting around.
Get start doing prints and stuff with it.
How you've gotten me like so many opportunities like this. I would not be here if it wasn't for the punk rock community. Literally, like it moves so fast.
Right? That's what I'm saying. We had one dinner, right?
We had one dinner. I said, hey, I'm dropping nursing school. I'm going to become a graphic design artist. He said, let's roll with it.
She's like, you know what? I'm dropping out of nursing school. Who should I call? My old 7th grade civics teacher.
Yep.
That's what she decided.
No, I literally was like, yeah, Scott.
Who do I need to talk to right now?
Well, obviously you had some sort of good influence on them or they wouldn't stick around like that, man. You got to be doing something right.
Did I?
Yeah.
We had a last minute show what was it? Wednesday?
Yes.
Thursday, whatever day it was. Like at work, 3:30. Hey, can you guys play this show with the Cryptics and 2 Amateur? So we jump on that show last minute. Show up, of course. Jenny is there. The 2 amateurs there. I walk over. I hear Scott talking. He's like, "So I taught this one in 8th grade. This one in 7th grade. This one." I'm like, "This dude, he's got like listed.
He's got like a load of students, an army of us."
Just drag them along.
A couple of my buddies' bands are jumping on that. Like Cryptics are coming up here, I think, and actually, they'll be here Thursday. Tomorrow,
Don't miss them. They had a great show.
Great. I saw them with Guttermouth a few years ago.
Trying to record them because it was so good.
Yeah. But who the fuck are they playing? Oh, Coffee with Lions are playing with tomorrow night. It's weird. It's a Thursday show, but I guess it's not weird. But
you got to play a show like every night of the week. Like you book every night because nights get canceled.
Yeah.
Right. You don't take a day off intentionally because day offs will occur by accident. Like I was on tour once in Iowa. And we had 2 shows coming back from Iowa, and they both got canceled. And we had to drive back from Iowa with nothing.
It's a long drive.
Yeah, Iowa was long.
Yeah, I was gonna say Iowa just sounds like a mediocre time at best.
We played a house show, and they lost power, and everybody left the house to go rob the local gas stations and liquor stores, and then come back. We stayed at the house figuring that was the safest thing to do. Even if stolen liquor was coming back, at least we didn't leave to go steal it.
Yeah. Wow.
Your faces weren't on
if we drank it.
I guess, went in Iowa, huh?
I don't know. I was like, all right, well, they got nothing else to do.
Well, that's what I kind of figured. Yeah, I shouldn't say much. We're from like, I don't know, Nick, 2,000 people in this town, if that.
Well, they were also in like a dryish county. It was almost like they were in Utah. They asked us to pick up beer on our way in because they only get like small percentage of alcohol.
Oh yeah, no. There's no shortage of anything in this town.
Oh yeah, no. Of course, we were in Pennsylvania. You got to buy everything at the beer distributor store, like 24 pack.
It's moving along now, man. We got sheets that have fucking booze in them now and everything.
Sheets has booze now?
Yeah.
I remember my first Sheets. It was 1999. I was in Beaverdale, Pennsylvania.
I know where that's at.
Yeah, we were playing a show with Alcoholocaust. And gosh, I forget who the other band was. And I was like, where do you all eat around? They're like, Sheets. I'm like, what's a fucking Sheets? I'm like, oh, it's the gas stations. Like, you all eat gas stations? All right, I'll go eat at your gas station. Well, I had myself a schmuffin or a schmisket. Shit was dope.
Dude, that's like when Wawa started coming to Florida. Everybody's like, man, I'm excited for Wawa. I'm like, what the fuck is it? Why are you excited for Wawa? Like, dude, it's so good. And it's 24 hours. I'm like, it's a fucking gas station, man.
Gas station.
And then, I was like, dude, I grew up in high school surfing and, maybe getting a hot dog at 7-Eleven because that was what you could afford because you just spent all the rest of your money on gas. I never got excited over a gas station food. Now you go to Wawa, you go like, all right, I guess I kind of get it.
All right, I'll have a burger here or something.
I used to do that shit at 7-Eleven where I'd buy a bag of Tostitos and buy like the nachos. They could like fill with cheese, but I'd rip open the nachos, pour the nachos into the bag, and then I'd fill the extra space all with cheese.
That's a lot of cheese.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of nachos in too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What the hell did I get? I got thrown out of a 7-Eleven for like eating I don't know. I was all drunk, but I was like just eating the I don't know. They were like those tortillas, whatever the fuck they are. I just kept eating them right off the thing. And they're like, you have to pay for those. And I was like, yeah, I'll get there. And I just kept eating them. And then they made me leave. Tried to call the cops. I was at like a wedding reception or something. You shouldn't have took me out to the gas station anyway.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see which one of us on tour gets in the most trouble. They all think it's going to be me.
They probably will.
But I'm a father of 2. I mean, I teach. And I'm a middle school teacher.
But
What could I possibly do wrong?
as much as I'm the only one in the band that really drinks like liquor, I don't like do anything else, and I'm too freaking OCD. So I'm gonna like be sitting there the whole time, like, okay, what's going on with the merch? Is anybody doing this? Who's packing this up? Shit, do we got to get the fuck out of here? Hey, how's the car? Where's it parked at? Like my brain's doing that the whole time, and we've already decided I'm the designated nighttime driver. Pretty much.
It's not me.
So therefore, with that being said, it's not like I'm gonna get that fucked up anywhere.
Yeah, I have this like weird thing about losing control now. Like I'll drink, but I don't want to like get like I used to get, or I like you wake up, you're missing your wallet, your keys, your phone, like
Oh no.
face
I
down in the
woke up in
gutter.
a country that I don't know what country I was in before, but I'm always very in control.
You know what
No, I mean like just fun stuff, like when someone you ask to borrow someone's amp and they say no, and then you shit on their windshield.
You could do that sober.
That's my point.
Right there,
Yeah.
he's already
I
talking
have
about
done
doing
this.
shit on tour.
Oh.
He's gonna get in more trouble.
Yeah.
So this has happened.
Oh yes.
That's incredible.
This is all from experience.
I don't think the band thought it was incredible. They should have loaned us their shit though. They were friends of ours, so I guess it was okay.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Like if it was my windshield, I don't think it would be okay.
I
Yeah.
know, but I still did it.
You seem like kind of a big guy too, so like like,
Yeah, I'm a little thick in my thin parts.
yeah, like I don't know. That's just not something I went
All I can hear in my head now is like Bob Saget walking out going, "There's shit everywhere. There's shit on the windshield." Just like
There was one time I was taking a shit outside the club, just on the sidewalk, and the club was so pissed at me. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Then I was like, I don't know. Just pick
And
up
he
some
wonders who's
newspaper.
gonna get
This
in
is all crap. It's all good. I was sober.
Dude.
Hey, was that the first time you seen Public Serpents?
Yes, it was, and they were so amazingly good.
Dude, who was it? It was the I think it was like the Riot Squad girls' first show they put together, but it was like the Working Class Stiffs, Filthy Lowdown, but Public Serpents at Porky's in Pittsburgh, and holy shit, dude, are they good? Like super good.
Yeah, I had not seen them. I knew Squirt back when he played drums in American Distress.
Did he play drums in somebody else's band too?
Choking
Victim, that's it. Yep. Okay.
yeah.
And so I did a show for American Distress in Baltimore back in like 2003, 2004. So that's the last time I had seen him. So it was like one of those crazy things. And this funny thing, I'm talking to him, I was like, yeah, I used to play in this band that went on tour, The Overprivileged. He's like, The Overprivileged? He's like, writer? I'm like, really, writer? Writer and Phil drummed in that band for one show, the reunion show they played in like 2006 that I couldn't get to or something like that. I was like, you remember the drummer that was not me. It was not me. And he's a really good drummer as opposed to me. I texted writer afterwards and he's like, he played in a band called the Daycare Swindlers. He's like, fuck no, I was never in your shitty band. I was like, yeah, as far as Squirt's concerned, you heard The Overprivileged and he thought just of you.
Dude, I remember sitting beside him and like looking, he was talking to my buddy Abe, and I looked at him, and he has that tattoo on the side of his head, and I was just like, Jesus, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like Kill Pigs or something like that. And I'm like, good Lord. But then he's like the nicest dude too. So I'm like,
he's super nice.
yeah.
Super, super nice. And I hung out with their bass player for a while who also played bass in Run Rabbit Run. Super dope dude. And that was a fun band to see too. It's that whole like crusty folk punk thing that's going on. Punk, country punk bluegrass jamboree, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that like Days and Days? Is that what they kind of
Yeah, very much like Days and Days or Escape from the Zoo sort of stuff.
So we were all fucked up at punk rock bowling this year, and like I'm just sitting on against this wall, like just laughing and just being an idiot. And for like an hour and a half, and finally we look up, dude. There's Days and Days. Like the whole band was like sitting there and listening to me and my buddy be idiots for like an hour and a half, and they're just like, "You guys are fucking morons." And we're like, "Yeah, we are." But
good stuff, though, right?
Yeah, dude, it was epic because we looked up and we're like, "Oh shit," and they're like, "You guys are like just wow."
Yep. I tried to get Jenny to come to the show, but she's only 20 years old, so she couldn't get in. Lame.
Yeah. It
I
was
was like, where's your fake ID?
Yeah,
okay,
what the hell?
I don't need a fake ID. I don't like to drink like that.
You don't need to drink, you just need to get in.
Yeah, you got to get in.
$70 to get a fake ID?
You missed an amazing show.
But you can use it multiple times.
Give me till October. Give me till October.
That's like,
you know how many shows you're going to miss between now and October?
That's like next year.
You're literally going to do flyers for shows we're going to play that you won't be able to go to.
I was thinking about that today.
You're literally not going to be able to fucking come.
I know. Man, where am I going to get a fake ID?
Oh my god! Just
Where is
all
Jenny
your
gonna
old
get a
friends
fake
at school.
ID?
Like I know high schoolers the old school you went to that have fake
Drop
IDs.
in the comments below where
Yeah. So I'm sure somebody here knows.
Jenny
Somebody,
has a fake
yeah,
ID.
yeah,
comments where you get a fake ID, you guys.
yeah.
I'm not going to name any names here, but if you had mentioned something to me, Scott, I know almost every person works the door there, and there are certain people, depending who it was, might have helped her get in regardless. But
And I debated that, and I was actually a jerk because she showed up at the show to pick up some jackets for us to do a design. But I was so deep in my conversation, I forgot to turn on my ringer. And she's like, "Are you there? Are you there? Are you there?" She's calling, she's texting. I was like, "Oh fuck!" And she was gone because I probably could have gotten her in, but she had work to do anyway. She told me she had work to do. So.
Yeah, I'm the absolute worst with that, with like the ringer off, and I'm like, yeah, I'll call you in 5 minutes, and like, I don't even remember to call you.
And it never happens.
Never.
the worst
never
part is when you're the one trying to meet somebody somewhere, and they're already there, and you're like, dude, where the fuck do I go? Where do I park? Where are we supposed to live? What's going on? Hey, dude, hey, I'm fucking sitting here. And then you show up and you're like, oh, hey, what's up, man? Hey, yeah, I tried to get a hold of you like 7 times in the last 2.5 minutes.
Like, and then I usually
stare
say,
at my phone.
Yeah.
I'm 47 years old almost. I don't spend a lot of time just staring at my phone. I actually engage with people.
I try not to as well. It's just, phones, I hate them.
That's valid. That's valid.
That's right. I mean, I don't spend. How often when I was hanging out with you, Jenny, having dinner, did I look at my phone?
Never.
Exactly, because I was talking to you.
And I agree and respect that 100% because I'm for the most part the same way. But when you're expecting somebody to get a hold of you,
that
I failed.
Keep it
I
available.
even told her I would do it, and I did not.
Yes, he sent me a text. He was like, I'm gonna turn my ringer on. I'm gonna turn my ringer on so I can hear when you get here.
I didn't do it. I failed. And then she gave up on me after 20 minutes. I mean, seriously.
I got a little hungry.
Impatient.
I'd have been out after 10 for sure.
She might have been out after 10.
I
It
was
took me
being
20 minutes to call her back.
So when does this tour, when do you guys leave on this tour? Like at the beginning of June or
23rd.
June 23rd? What is it, 10 days you said?
Yeah, 10 days. We come back July 3rd. We actually don't have a show July 3rd. That's kind of our drive back, and then have a day to recover. Everyone's off the 4th of July. So it gives us enough time to
Yeah. What's the last, where you played at the last date,
the Tin Roof in Charleston, South Carolina, I believe.
Oh, okay. So you'll be back down south.
The day before that's Richmond, Virginia.
Talking to Rick, I believe one of the bands they're playing with is Coffin Slide on that date. They kind of got a corrosion of conformity with hints on like Motorhead vibe going.
Nice.
I just actually saw them while I was in Charleston the other day. So
yeah, I was going to talk to Jenny about getting some either maybe some shot glasses designed for us that we could sell on tour. So when I was at the Plots, we did a lot of the shot glasses. Do you spit or swallow? Those sold really well. Or maybe some back patches that she could design up. So
I figured.
Yeah, no, I got you guys.
We need to do. What were you saying, Jenny?
No, I got you guys with the merch, whatever designs you guys need. Like, I'm here.
Well, I still say we need to get some more koozies because we're all out of those, and we need to get some sort of patch or something.
But we also need new designs. Thus, we got to overwork Jenny.
Yeah,
Jenny needs to work harder.
Yes.
So do you guys have any...
Stop nursing. Stop your job at the hospital.
Okay.
Stop helping people, damn it.
Shh.
We'll get you nowhere.
Punk rock, $20 per job is enough for you.
Okay, I will drop the job. No, I'm just kidding. I'll drop the job. No, but you're right. I try to do like as much as possible, honestly. I feel like I come back home from work and I'll put in a good like 2 hours for my art, just doing like whatever. But I'm getting a little better at the multitasking, at like setting myself up throughout the day, like what I want to work on, and not working on the same project like the entire day. I feel like that just wastes time. So I'm really like getting in the groove of it now.
So what else are you working on? I know you're like working on the flyer for us. What else you got going on?
I got the flyer for you guys. I got 2 pairs of jeans that I gotta make. I need to finish this like portrait of myself. I drew myself as the bride from Kill Bill. So I'm finishing that oil painting up. I've got some little pieces that I'm doing for my tattoo artist portfolio going on. So I've got a lot on my plate right now. And I'm trying to do some t-shirts for the show, like some heat press ones. Sorry, Jimmy.
I know you have lots of tattoos, but Mike and I know lots of tattoo artists as well. Yeah. So if you need
plenty, especially in that area, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about your own stuff? Don't you have the stuff I'm printing for you? Isn't that your own brand or whatever?
Yes, I also got my own brand that I'm working on, Hard Headed Co. The little orange bear like humanoid thing, Rufus. I want him to be like my Mickey Mouse essentially. I don't know. I was at work one day. I was sitting thinking about like what I wanted my logo to be, like what I really wanted my character to be, like to represent my entire brand. And I don't know why. I just this spike weird bear looking thing was just the most attractive thing.
But it's cool.
But it's
No,
cool. Yeah, and it
he's a
totally
dope
fits within
character.
like your love of heavy metal and your learning the love of punk rock. Like it fits right into that sort of like weird character.
Yeah, definitely. And I've like kind of made a little backstory for him. I decided that he's this Scottish dude. He loves heavy metal. He gets into hella fights. Like
Nice.
He's like that berserker dude from Jay and Silent Bob. Or Clerks, that's what it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Clerks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's
That's
a
where
funny
we
one
named
for you.
Fuck You Yankee Blue Jeans was from that scene.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The title of that song is from that scene.
Yep.
With him saying the name of his band is "Fuck You Yankee Blue Jeans."
Oh yeah.
Literally from that movie. I was like, does it have anything to do with the movie? No. Does it have anything to do with the phrase? No.
Oh, by the way,
anything to do with it? Nope.
The Gimme Vaughn thing, like the fucking Ricky Vaughn, like are you guys Major League fans?
Oh,
Yeah.
I am huge.
Yeah, dude, I could like recite that whole fucking thing. Like that's my shit.
When I was a
Jay
kid,
and I are
loved
huge
the second
baseball
one
fans,
so
so.
much.
Yeah,
Him and our old singer are big baseball fans, but you know, like I enjoy movies. So that second
I don't like
Major
baseball
League
at all.
movie is in the I couldn't care. I'm indifferent. I'm a big soccer guy, to be honest.
I like hockey.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Hockey's fun. I like hockey as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Jenny, you're doing that soccer T-shirt for us too, right?
that was what I was going to bring up. Yeah,
I
So
got
we
you
have,
guys.
we have
The
Orlando
Colin
City.
Dead remix.
We have we have an Orlando City soccer team. You know, it's at the logos, the Lions, and I wanted to do a Colin Dead like crossover remix. I see what you're doing there, little boy. But so I was hitting her up and I'm like, I want to do that, but I want to do, you know, like think like Colin Dead, get the word dead in there, zombie lion-esque. So she's actually working on a piece for us for that.
Oh, dude, that'll be badass.
Oh, it's coming. I think it's going to come out badass. I really like the design. I kind of took inspiration from.
I can't.
Dude, I can't.
I can't even-
I can't.
That's the first time this has ever happened on this show.
There-
I haven't even done that.
and he still questions who's going to get in the most trouble on tour.
That's
I know the way he asked.
And like
Yeah.
every story he's said so far, and then he walks around and does this on a fucking interview.
Yeah, it's kind of like goes without saying. Is that yeah?
I don't
So do you guys got-
understand.
do you guys have anything? Do you guys have anything else coming out with the live stuff?
We have a lot of things that are still in the works. A few things like waiting on pressing, and then quite a few things lined up to get recorded.
We just got the master versions of the Emberetta vinyl that we're going to put out.
Yep.
So Emberetta is an old Richmond punk rock band from Lookout Records, and the stuff that like used to play with the Veil all the time that I used to love as a kid growing up. Got the final thing for the Ratchet Boys, are a ska band from Baltimore, and that's going to be a benefit for bone marrow transplants because their singer Dan died back in 2000. Gosh, I want to say 2007. I don't want to get the date wrong. So it's going to be a benefit totally for him. We have that show on March 19th that Jenny's doing the flyer for, and we're going to have all those bands recorded. So hopefully it comes out well. And then in April 22nd, Fortitude.
Yep, Fortitude.
And then we're just waiting to fill in the other bands.
Yeah, I mean, we have
We're
a
gonna
couple.
record that live.
We have a few bands that we've hit up. A few we're waiting for responses, and then of course, like Fortitude has some bands they want on that show as well. So we're trying to figure out between the bands we already had in mind and the bands they had in mind, and who's able to do it and cross over with that. But we still also have the Grave Return Hamilton split that's sent off the pressing right now.
Yep, that one should be out in May, and I've submitted or I've requested the quote for submit the Curtains and Swift Knuckle Solution split 7-inch.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna say
should
the
be coming
Curtain
out
Swift
soon.
Knuckle is going to be good, and then the Goons is still.
Yes, the Goons is done. We're just waiting for it. It's just A to Z is probably the cheapest and most cost-effective place to get your record pressed.
Mhm.
But because they're so great and so inexpensive,
They're
the
busy.
wait even before
Yeah.
the pandemic was like 8
Yeah.
months. So it's kind of like you want to do it through them, but do you really want to wait a year for your album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing against them. It's just
Oh, you're busy. You're busy. You know. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's crazy to me, like when you see all these other like bigger bands that we all listen to, or you know, somebody on like Fat Wreck or Converge or Death Wish, whatever, you know, they're putting out all these new albums, but we're doing this on the smaller level. I'm like, how the fuck are they getting this stuff like in, out, promoted, and pressed this quickly? when they just recorded it like 6 months ago. Like it's insane.
The best one that we found is right here in Florida, VRP, vinyl record pressing out in Atlantic Beach. They have a 4 to 5 month turnaround, and they're super great. They don't do covers, which is fine. So we got to go to a separate place. But it's it's a matter of managing that. I can get the pressings going even if I'm waiting on the artwork, which is a benefit. Because if you go to a one-stop shop, they awfully insist that the entire thing be put in place. But if you know bands, they can have their stuff recorded, and then you wait like 5 months for them the art. So if you can get that recording put in, it's worth it to me to pay the little extra because they get it turned around, and I can work on the art while that's happening.
Or sometimes 3 weeks to get one text reply.
Yes.
That's always a fun one.
So we've got a lot in the works. So we should have at least 5 or 6 releases in 2022.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So
did you guys like that? I know the 2-Man Advantage when that was recorded, like there was how many years apart? Were you at both
one
shows?
was in 1998. The other one was 2018. It's like
were you at both shows to record them?
I wish. No.
Oh.
2-Man Advantage I first saw in like 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
So a kid named Jism said, "Hey, you want to do a show for a band called 2-Man Advantage?" I'm like, "Sure, why not, dude? I'll do a show for this band." So I booked the show at some place I'd never played in Baltimore. And then I booked 2 other out-of-town bands. In fact, 3 other out-of-town bands. New Jersey, Graveyard School, the Prophets from Boston, and a band from Asheville, North Carolina. Sorry, I don't remember your name. And then my own band, of course, was Why the Fuck Not. And that same night was Hardcore Super Bowl in DC. So you're talking 25 bands, 2 separate stages, back and forth, Circle Jerk, Suicidal Tendencies, H2O, Agnostic Front. 2-Man Advantage got offered to play this show. And you know what they said? No, we committed to play this shit-ass show in Baltimore, so we're going to go do it. And then they showed up and put on the greatest show I've ever seen in my entire life. The greatest fucking show in my entire life. And I have never missed a chance to see them if there's an opportunity. I will drive any distance.
Dude, I had no idea about those guys, which I'm glad I didn't, because like if I'd have known who they were and exactly, because like they're pretty fucking. All my friends were like, "How don't you know that?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck!" But I would have been nervous as fuck talking to them if not. Like I walked in, I'm like, "Are you guys from Florida?" And he fucking Spag, he's like straight. He's like, "Fuck no, man, I'm from Brooklyn." And I was like, "Oh shit,"
Long Island, Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, the first time I heard of him was he was wearing one of their shirts, like way before we started DCPC. He was just calling dead practice. He's wearing one of the shirts. I'm like, that's a fucking dope shirt, dude. I like that. And he's like, yeah, have you listened to them yet? No. And I'm like, that day I was like, okay, these guys are fucking good. Like,
yeah.
And Jeff, the bass player, the very first, like, we do Vindictive Music Live is the stuff we try and go after. Their first 2 releases were Blank 77 and Submachine. And he played drums on Submachine for that tour that got recorded. Back when he was like 19 years old. The dude's been these dudes have been around forever. They're hardcore punk rockers to like the core.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, and super nice guys. Like,
oh yeah,
dude, that was like one of the best ones I've ever had on here. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like I said. I'm glad I didn't know who the fuck they were though, because I'd have went in and be like, "Oh my god," they're like, "It's a pretty big band." Like, I just psyched myself out.
Yeah, they did fuck me up once because we were playing a show with them in Baltimore, going on tour, and we used to tour in a limousine because we were called the Overprivileged, and they spray painted it with "Fuck Canada." What's that a boot? We hate hockey. They even spray painted over our fucking headlights. Awesome. Love these guys.
Yeah, that kind of rolls.
It does.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we're like the end of our set. They ran out and destroyed our limo while we were loading out. I'm like, damn.
So did they turn in those recordings then?
Get away with it because they knew that we were okay.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it takes that kind of bond where you can do that shit to someone and they're going, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So did they give you those recordings from like CBGBs and shit like that?
Yeah. Literally, I had COVID last December. Yeah. And I sent Jeff a message on the Facebook. And I was like, hey, buddy, you ever thought about putting out the CBGB show on vinyl? Because I have it on a CDR that you sold back in like 2002. And I love it. He's like, actually, that'd be great. We also have a punk rock bowling show. You want to do both? I'm like, yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Dude, it turned out fucking so awesome too. I play that shit all the time.
Oh, it's so good. Like live, they're just so amazing. Like that's the thing is like some bands are just so amazing live. Mm-hmm. Like I was at Fest in October and there was a band I listened to called Hans Gruber and the Diehards.
Yeah, man, I know them.
Yeah, on Spotify, I was like, okay, it's pretty good. I went to go see them, figuring I was going to leave there to go see Tim Barry. But I'm like, this is amazing. I can't leave. I've seen Tim Berry a dozen times. These guys, I don't know where I'm going to see them again. And this show that they're putting on, their energy is so sick. And that's why I love live albums, because it gets that like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
unsanitized.
yeah. I don't know. You feel it almost. I feel like I feel it more.
Aspects that you can't get when everything's polished.
Right. Yeah, dude. I've just always leaned more toward live albums my entire life. Like that's just always fucking where it's at. Everything's faster. It's better.
Yeah. My first punk album was Circle Jerk's Gig, because I returned to Suicidal Tendencies album. The guy at Kent Mill Records was like, try this. And I put it home and I was like, I don't get it. Songs are a minute long. There's no guitar solos and I'm about suicide. And I don't understand. But then I kept listening to it. I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then I bought some other Circle Jerks albums. And not to diss on the Circle Jerks, but you hear songs like Beat Me Senseless that opens up that live album. It is fucking killer. You listen to it on the studio album. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, it's like the Ramones. You know what I mean? Like anything they've done live, it's sped up fucking 10 times fast. It's just so much better.
Local Live, best album.
Oh, dude, hands down.
I was gonna say on your logo, you have like a Pennywise hat on. I've seen Pennywise live a few times.
Who, me?
You? Yeah, isn't that a PW on your hat?
Oh no, it's Malt Soda Records.
Oh,
I'm the merchandise manager.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
The logo on your Morning Buzz there, I thought that was like the PW for Pennywise.
Oh, it is. No, I see it now. I see what you're saying. I did have that Pennywise hat. It was like a Dodgers fucking Pennywise mix-up.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, man. I forgot all about that fucking hat.
So I'd seen them live many times, and along the way and at a time, like all those older albums are good stuff. But then when they put out Live at the Key Club, I was like, oh, this is why I fucking like this band.
Yep.
I've been trying to get Scott. Scott hates the Vandals, by the way. I'll call him out on this beforehand. But Scott live, Sweating to the Oldies is one of my favorite albums. Now, I don't think every Vandals album is fantastic. I'll agree with you. Kind of the way you're doing with the Circle Jerks is not as good as other stuff, but Sweating to the Oldies is an amazing live album. Like if it wasn't for that album, I probably wouldn't say I'm a fan of them.
Yeah. I've seen them a couple. I don't know. I don't dislike them, but I don't know. They're just not something I'm regular in my. You know what I mean? Not my regular.
They're not my regular.
Yeah. I just don't own any of their stuff to listen to. So I'm like,
yeah.
Wasn't Josh Freese the original drummer?
Yeah, he's still as far as I know off and on. I mean,
yeah. So when I saw them, yeah, they were playing with Bad Religion and fucking The Offspring on their like 25th anniversary of Smash or whatever. But Brooks Wackerman fucking drummed for the Vandals and then like drummed back for Bad Religion like back to back. It was awesome. Yeah, he's awesome.
Absolutely. Jenny, what was your first live show? Not like your like no BTS here. I mean like real shows.
No, I don't listen to that. The Circle Jerks concert was my first.
Was that really?
Wait, isn't that the one that you told me to like when you introduced me to her the first time?
Yeah, the tickets I gave you?
Yep.
Look at that.
That took my live show virginity.
No fucking shit.
With Municipal Waste.
And it was fucking
I just saw both of those bands the first time in Punk Rock Bowling. I did Municipal Waste. I was pretty fucked up. But like I turned around and I'm like, this shit's fucking evil, man. Like it's so good.
That was your first live show you've ever been to. That blows my fucking mind.
Yeah. I mean, short of you're talking about short of like Uncle Lou's shows or something, like Small Hole in the Wall.
No, that was her first show.
No. Like that was my first like live, like seeing a band like perform. Yeah. Because I only go to like Ariana Grande. Like I love Ariana. Like that's the only concert I've ever gone to. But bands, Circle Jerks.
Holy fucking shit. I'm the greatest teacher ever.
You really are.
You are.
I'm really the greatest fucking teacher ever.
You are. No teacher ever gave me Circle Jerks tickets.
I mean, if the teacher was giving you a Circle Jerk, you'd have a whole different show,
right? Yeah. There's no all ages venues. When I was 15 and I was, Jenny was in 7th grade and I was in that same grade, I was taking the Metro to DC to see shows, right?
Yeah, we had the Crowbar here.
Have that here in Orlando.
They don't have it here anymore either.
So that's the difference, right? The place you're playing with us in Allentown's all ages.
Yeah, I know. That's so exciting.
That's the most exciting thing. It's like all ages. It gets kids pumped up. That's why I started playing in a band when I was a kid, because I can play shows. You can't play shows. Why the fuck bother being in a band?
Yeah.
But you're 100% right. There's not all ages anymore, like at all. And that's what I did. I live like, I don't know, 30 miles from fucking Penn State main campus.
Yeah.
But there's a place called the Crowbar there, man. I mean, I fucking lived there.
I mean, it was like it's the beauty and the curse of DC that everything had to be all ages. At one point, there was a club that we were playing that was doing 18 and over, and the people on the message boards attacked one of my bands for being like sellout and assholes. And I was like, look, they said if we did 18 and over and there wasn't any problems after a couple of months, it would start making it all ages. They just needed to test the waters. Trust us.
Yeah.
We don't want to be exclusionary, but like,
Yeah,
there's a lot of venues out there that want to play our shitty music.
Yeah, dude, we have one around here, like in a fucking 100-mile radius, basically.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
That's what I'm saying. It's usually the last dying breath of a bar to go, you know what? We're not making any money and life's hard. You know what we should really do? Let's invite some fucking cheap ass drunk punk rock bands to come and play a show. That'll save our business.
It's always funny when you get a venue doing that.
I think it must. I think it does. Uncle Lou's.
It's funny when you get a venue that starts doing that and they start having punk rock shows and you realize that they don't think about the fact that punk rockers or whatever your shit you're listening to is drinking PBR or whatever the cheapest thing is, and they go and it's like the first band plays and they go, oh yeah, we're sold out of PBR and Miller Lite and Yingling. Like all I have is this craft beer, and I'm like, I mean, I can drink that, whatever. But you got all these other people who are like, fuck man, what's getting mad? Everything, all the cheap beer's gone. Like, yeah, maybe you should have looked at that part a little bit. You want to make money, that's how you stock up on the cheap shit.
You gotta stock up on the cheap beer. They just don't know what's going on. I was like, I like a good beer, like I'm drinking a decent beer now, but like when I go to a show, I gotta drive later. I'm not gonna drink a 9% alcohol beer. Give me a shitty little PBR just so I have something to just spill and drop and forget about.
Yeah, there's nothing shitty about PBR though.
That's because you're from Pennsylvania.
I know, and it's delicious.
What is it? What do you drink?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, the Fest usually is the PBR is the beer of Fest, but this last year they made it Miller High Life. Miller High Life gives me a headache.
Me
But
too,
they
man.
still have
Ooh.
PBR. I just had to pay a little extra for the PBR.
They don't call it the champagne of beers for nothing because it gives you a headache like fucking champagne, man. Like, oh, is that awful?
And it's got this extra like sweetness that lingers afterwards. I'm like, dude, by the third one, I'm like, I gotta have anything.
Can't drink it
I don't
anymore.
care what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
That shit's nasty, man. I haven't had that for a long time. It used to be like $10 a case.
I avoid that on purpose.
Terrible. It's terrible. And when we go on tour, you know, they'll give us like drink tickets. And my general thing is like, I'll walk up to the bartender and I'll give him my drink ticket and then I'll drop $20. And I'm like, what's that for? I was like, well, the drink tickets are free, but your service isn't. And I want to make sure you understand that as a band, we respect the fact that you're working this show for us. So here's your tip in advance. I may tip you again later if I drink enough, but I'm going to tip you in advance now to make sure I don't forget to tip you later. And you know what happens? They invite you back.
Uh-huh.
They invite you back.
Yeah, but yeah. Usually.
Yeah. Unless you're like, shitty. You have to be really shitty to never get invited back. I mean, really shitty.
Well, like around here, I don't know. We did a punk rock band back in like 2011, but we tried to like play bars and shit around here. First off, playing 3 hours of like fucking punk rock music to cover the whole night, impossible. So, because like, oh yeah, 3 hours you'd have to cover. So like, we just do half-hour sets.
Cover band, like you have to do like three 45-minute sets or something.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, it was awful.
No,
yeah, it was awful. It was awful. But everywhere we played, they didn't want us to come back anyway. So it's like, well, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It was just, it was horrible.
Like incorporating like some like thrash punk type stuff in there, so you have some 5-minute long songs.
Oh, dude, we did covers. We did whatever the fuck it took, and then I just adopted the no effects thing, and I just talked because that's what I do. I talk, and I fucking talked, man. Oh my god, did I talk? People walk in the door, I just make fun of them. Whatever it took, you know what I mean? It didn't matter.
I mean,
Jenny, you're working on playing guitar, right?
If you're for one part of it.
Oh man, I wish.
Yeah, you're working on playing the guitar.
I am. I'm trying to teach myself how to play the guitar, just like a few riffs and stuff like that. But my fingers hurt, but they're getting a lot stronger.
I tried to tell her she could audition for the band, but she said no, she wasn't ready. I was like, okay.
I can scream. I can't play an instrument, but I can scream.
We're not exactly like, but it's too late now because we already have Ripley and she's dope. So your boat sailed, Jenny.
Yeah, and like
I'm more of
with you just
Jonathan Davis kind of sound.
With you just saying playing a couple of riffs, if you get that down and you like it, like it's not going to stop there. Sorry, like it's a lifelong addiction at that point.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of songs that I want to learn on the guitar. So like, I don't see it stopping.
Play some Ramones songs and you'll be good to go.
Did you fucking say Jonathan Davis?
Me?
I sound like him a little bit.
Like
I like
Korn?
to think.
Yeah,
Korn.
wow. I seen him like back in the 90s.
Yeah, look at that. She's
Dude,
all like,
I fucking love Korn. Oh
Really?
my God.
Wow, I haven't heard
she's at
that.
the first Ozfest right now.
I felt like I was in 7th grade again.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I remember those albums when they came out. I was like 7th, 8th grade, and
Yeah.
you know, it was the new thing. You had it, of course, and eventually, kind of depended where you were. It was like, oh, I either kept going or you don't, you know. But that was like what 97, 2000, that range.
My wife loved that shit.
Fucking had it.
Yeah. Oh my
4 years
God.
younger than
Yeah,
me.
Korn is it. Korn. I love Slipknot. I love Cephalic Carnage.
Oh my God.
Cannibal
Wasn't
Corpse.
Soulfly one of those
Pantera.
bands too?
Yeah, I saw
Yep.
Soulfly at one of those Ozfests. They were dope.
Soulfly still tours through now, but they do not have like the following they used to. They've played some of this, even like they just played Soundbar not that long ago, and a few of our friends' bands opened for them, and the show was barely sold. I'm like, damn, that's. I mean, like it was so like packed, but if you've heard anything,
Go back in the 90s, I would have been there. I would have been one of those guys at the shows in the 90s, but like,
yeah,
there was a certain point where I just stopped listening to the metal as much, and I just focused purely on hardcore and punk rock.
Same here, man.
well, there's so many. When you say that, and you subgenre thing, we're not going to get into that discussion like we always do. But there's so many like hardcore bands that are more on the metal side, and there's this middle window. When you
Sure.
say something, people are like, "Oh, isn't that like metal?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, technically, it's more hardcore." And like now you're getting this fucking argument conversation for no reason. It's like, well, I mean, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah,
So-
I guess what really happened though is like from 98 to 2008, I was playing in very active bands, touring all the time and playing shows. So the only bands I listened to were the new bands I met, right? Every show I'm playing, I'm meeting 2 or 3 bands I've never seen before because I'm playing out of town. I'm meeting people. I'm trading them CDs for their CDs. There was no interweb. Like you can listen to stuff easily. I got banned from Napster because of fucking Metallica. So like, I just learned the shit that I saw. And then I was like, I don't need to buy anything because I'm literally playing a show every single weekend and meeting a new band every weekend and just getting new shit every weekend from that. So why do I need to pay attention to what else is happening? Because my world is literally a constant deluge of new music.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hey, you can't argue with that, y'all.
I can't.
Valid point.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody did. I went through a long period of time where I pretty much was like, I don't want anything new. I just want to keep listening to stuff I listened to from before. So like, and it didn't matter really what genre, if it was a metal band or a punk band or whatever. If I had already listened to it, I was probably listening to the same stuff over and over, probably for years. I was like, I don't want new shit. And one day I was like, all I want is new shit. Like something like clicked, and I was like, okay, bring back new stuff. What did I miss in that time period? You know, and then you just
there's so much out there that I'm like, oh, how did I not know about this?
Yeah.
Dude, there's a crazy amount of music out there. Like I just recently I'm a baby to like this kind of music right now because I just recently 3 months ago got into heavy metal, and I have a coworker who's been like every week he'll be like, all right, listen to this band. All right, you're done with that. Listen to this one. And he's just dropping names, and man, there's so much music out there. It's crazy.
It's like Mike not listening to Black Sabbath until last year.
No, it was 2 years ago. And I listened before. I didn't listen. There's a difference.
I understand.
There's a difference.
This conversation before.
I saw the original. Oh, I saw the original lineup of Black Sabbath. Man, it was so badass.
Isn't that dope?
Yeah,
I saw that at the
Yeah.
Ozfest. It was
that's
sick.
what I was at with Judas Priest and fucking Slayer.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm a big fucking Slayer fan.
Shit.
Same here, man. Same here.
Slayer.
I remember I took a bunch of Mormon kids to go see Slayer, Prong, and Danzig.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
I was a senior in high school, and these kids were like freshmen, and somehow they were playing in a punk band, and I had them play a show that I was doing in DC. And I met their parents, and somehow I convinced their parents to let me take their innocent selves to a Slayer, Danzig, and Prong show. There's something about my face that just don't make no sense, and I can just get away from shit like that.
I mean, I could have told you that.
That's awesome. Well, you guys ready to wrap this? You guys like want to promote anything else or anything like that? I gotta wrap this up soon. I got like something to do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
And Mike's got his birthday. Which happy birthday, by the way. Now we can actually say this. Yeah.
I'll cut you off, Jenny. What did you say?
I said people should start following my Instagram at Hardheaded Design.
That's
my.
There you go.
And we have the Hamiltons Grave Return album coming out in May. So get ready for that. And if you haven't already bought it, buy the Year of the Fist album, the 2 Man Advantage, one of the last 30 of the Colin Dead, Too Immature.
Yep.
The other album we put out, our second album, was already sold out.
Those are almost gone.
Those are almost gone.
Yeah, that second one you put out, it sold out like fucking real fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it's fast. It was gone. It was a benefit for Uncle Lou, so I think that helped, right?
Yeah, I got
So
you. Okay.
Everything was, with all the COVID stuff, and Uncle Lou's is such a small hole in the wall, and you can't keep a bar open back then. So we did what we could to make sure
he
he was
managed
getting
to
some
donate
money.
$600 to Uncle Lou's.
So yeah, something like that.
Cool.
But,
Man, that's awesome.
To a real venue, that's like, for real, I was like, the $600 is a lot of money to a place that literally has like 10 people hanging out there on a day when there's not a show.
Yeah.
I mean, you go stock up from Sam's Club, not a distributor for alcohol. Like,
yeah, I mean that's probably going to get their PBR budget for the month.
That's awesome, dude. Thank you guys for coming on. Thanks for taking your time out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting you in person, both of you. I guess.
I can't wait to see the shirts that Jenny and Jimmy come up with.
They're coming soon, actually.
Oh yeah,
we're
gonna come up with some dope stuff.
Yeah, I just got them in yesterday. Actually, they just showed up at my house, so they're here.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Good deal. Thanks again, guys.
So excited.
All right, guys. Y'all take care.
You too.
Thank
Talk
you.
soon,
everybody. Bye.
I'll see you guys.
Bye. I wasn't gonna. I was gonna like say their names in reverse, but I like totally wasn't on that. You know what I mean? Anyway, thank you to all three of them for coming on. That was cool. Thanks for Scott for pissing during the show. That was the first time that's ever happened. That's incredible. You know what I mean? Just that in itself, like that's thank you. We like to do new things here, and we did. Check out all their shit. Yeah, and I'm gonna be printing stuff for Jenny soon, and she's got cool stuff coming out. So check out her Instagram, as she said. And I'm gonna be back more so than like it won't be 6 weeks this time. Yeah, I got lots of cool stuff coming up. And Emilio fucking from Spain wrote us new intro and outro and just finished it today, and it's badass. But anyway, you know the drill. Buy the ticket, take the ride. Next time. Bye.